All right, well, hello, Guest Services Team Lead. Another video for you this week, but this time I wanted to walk through something that I think might be able to help you guys out a lot when it comes to scheduling. So everybody has their own scheduling system, and as you guys, for the team leads, we definitely want to empower you to figure out whatever ways work best for you and your teams and how you schedule people. Because I know traditionally, a lot of the main ways is we all have kind of like either maybe like a note on our app or maybe like a Word document that we do to plug people in and get a good idea of who's going to be available. We'll send emails out like at the end or beginning of the month to figure out people's availability, and we can go in there and we try to schedule it accordingly and get all that in set and so forth. And then we communicate those mainly through email in hopes that people will get them and show up and everything works well. Well, we all know there's always like that one weekend where you have the perfect thing set and you're going in and then you get a slew of emails the Saturday night before saying, oh yeah, I forgot that we're not going to be here, or that this is going on, or whatever. And it gets really frustrating. I'm sure, I know personally from my experience as a team lead, like would be really nice if there was a good system for you to send things out, and as people respond, can actually interact with that digital thing and can let you know ahead of time, well in advance, and for you to be able to go on and double check those things. So I'm going to actually show you something that you can do within guest services within your guest services groups on CCB. So when you go to your CCB group, here's the main. We're going to use our team leads group for this, just to give you an example. And you have your typical info, messages for you guys to send your emails, calendars, and all this other stuff that you typically don't use. But then there's this thing over here called schedules. And this is actually a way for you to build a schedule for all of your for your teams to use. Let's find out. All right. So you'll go up here and just set up a schedule. And so we're going to call it September serving. Actually, we're just going to call this fake September team lead schedule. And so then you'll set the month. So we're going to set this up for September, and we would be doing it for every Sunday in the month of September if you were doing this for your teams, right? And then you would select which service you would do. So if you were the 10 o'clock a.m. service, you would want the 10 o'clock service selected. Or if you were just the 11:30 service, you would select the 11:30 or whichever, so that's your service time. We'll stick with 10 o'clock a.m. this time. Will the same people serve at all services? And the answer is no. No, different people will be available for different services. So this wouldn't set it to be totally and completely consistent. So then you press next. And now here is where we can create our positions. So we'll go in here and we'll create a new position name. And you just think through everything that you typically would do. Let's just start off with a parking lot host. And then we do greeters, coffee, and then what else? Lobby host, ushers, hub host, and last but not least, counting offering, counting attendance, etc. So, and you can literally call these whatever you want. You can add positions, you can add assistant leader positions, you can add all these extra things in here. And so then you can go in and you can put in how many you need. So quantity 1, attendance 2, offering 2, greeters typically 2. You could put in 3 if you like to have 3 out there. Normally 1 hub host. You can have 2 hub hosts. You look at your own teams and how many positions that you have available, and you can basically create this however you want. Like if I want 4 lobby hosts, 4 parking lot hosts, and 8 ushers because we have a plethora of people, then we can do that. So that's just kind of the general thing that you can do here. So that's how many you have. You have your position set, then you press create. And so now you have all of the current weeks here. And then we can go in and click assign volunteers. And this is where it's going to get crazy. So then you can go in here and you literally can just plug in. We don't have a week 1 here because we're already past week 1, but you can go in here and then you can literally add whoever. So you would just search for the people within your teams. Kyla is on here, and so we would add her to this, like that. Counting attendance, we'll do Kyle Weiser. See, boink, there you are, save, counting offering, and you just can keep plugging this in. Jim Roddle, I know you are great with numbers, and so, oh, you're James in here. You're not Jim, you're James. So you go there, boom, and then you just go ahead and assign on down the road. Greeters, what better person to greet than Tuesday Frankus, so we'll put Tuesday in there. To greet, hub host, we'll do Mark Koth, the one and only Mark Koth here. Add like that. And then, who else am I missing? I think we still need to put in an Alex DeBat. He'll be our lobby host here. Add a position. Parking lot host. Yeah, I'll hang out there in the parking lot for this particular service. Take Thurston. Like so, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, of course. And then we'll have Katie Connelly serve here as our usher, right? So, and then it tells you how many more people you need for each service that you set it out, and then you just add them all in, you plug them all in here, and then once when you have everybody plugged in to your service times, once when you have this whole thing filled out, then you can legitimately press send requests, and then it'll send email requests out for everybody. And they'll go in, they'll see, it'll pull up a new window for them to accept every date that they'll be there, or if they know ahead of time, they can decline it. And here's the other cool thing, even if people don't respond or RSVP, CCB will automatically send reminder text messages to everyone in your assigned positions for that week, reminding them like, hey, you're up for this weekend. You're assigned to do this weekend. It's super, super nice. And in fact, we already have some teams that use it. And so I want to just, we'll go over here to Tuesday's group just to kind of show you what this could look like for her. So she went ahead and put in and plugged in everybody for the entire month of September. So August just went there, and then you can go in here to September 3rd, or it would be September 9th. And then again, you can see everybody who's responded, who's confirmed, everyone who's still pending. But again, this just shows like they're in the system, and they'll get those text message reminders when it's their week to serve, which is really nice. You can even go up here and you can view all the weeks at once, based on what it is. And so like when it turns red, like right over here by Diane, like, you know, that's how you can know that Diane won't be available for that particular weekend, when you can decline. And you can even move people around, put people in different spots, just like that. So it's really, really cool. I'll give you one other example. I know Kyla does this as well. We'll go to Kyla's team. So instead of booking out the entire the entire month, just because everybody's like weeks might vary, I think Kyla does it on a week by week basis. So like this week right here, same kind of thing. She had her team members plugged in here. Lene mentioned like she couldn't be there available. Turns out that she was actually looking for a different serving team, so that was a whole other thing. But just one other way for you to schedule. It integrates it with your CCB groups, and it actually gives people to decline and to communicate last minute, and it even sends those extra text message reminders, which I think is really, really necessary, especially on those months when we transition into new months. Because I think half the time, like when we start a new service month, people just forget. It's like, oh yeah, it's September, we gotta serve. So I hope that is helpful and beneficial, and that this can hopefully make things a lot easier for you as you schedule, because I think it's a nice grid for you to see everything, lay it all out, and utilize our system to get everybody on the same page. So if you have any questions, let me know. Just wanting to give you an extra resource to hopefully make your lives a little easier, and we'll go from there. Thanks, y'all. You're the best. Stay great.